Good morning, dear students and dear learners. Welcome to session 4 on cost accounting. During the last 3 sessions on introduction of cost accounting, we learned what is costing, distinction between financial accounting and cost accounting, cost accounting meaning, advantages, limitations, functions, etc. In the second session, we learnt about classification of costs and elements of costs. In the third session, a practical approach was adopted in understanding the costs. We have discussed in detail about the direct costs, indirect costs, fixed costs, variable cost, semi-variable cost in the first stage. In the second stage, we also learned 3 elements of costs: material, labor, and overheads. Now, in this fourth session, we are heading to learn application of various theory aspects that we learned in the form of computing factory cost, prime cost, and in the next stage, computation of cost sheet. At the end of this session, I am also giving 2 cost sheet exercises that you are supposed to practice on your own. After learning few short answer questions and few long answer questions related to computation of various costs and computation of cost sheet. Those 2 exercises which are given at the end of this session in the last slides. You copy them or take the screenshot and practice on your own, which helps to understand and get familiar with the computation of cost sheet. Now let us see the first short answer question. This particular question helps you in understanding identification of costs into different heads which are part and parcel of cost sheet, like selling expenses, administrative expenses, distribution expenses, expenses which are not part of cost sheets, that is excluded items. Now the question is about 10-15 items are given, like interest on debentures, warehouse wages, lighting of office, and so on, till the last items like printing and stationery, donations 150 rupees, cash discount allowed 770 rupees. By reading every item, you will be able to easily identify whether it is selling expenses or distribution expenses or administrative expenses. If the expenses are not falling under selling, distribution and administrative expenses, no doubt they are falling under financial expenses. All the financial expenses are not taken in the computation of cost sheet or total cost. Financial expenses are not part and parcel of production of goods. Therefore, these financial expenses, when you identify, you can keep in the category of D, that is expenses which are excluded from costs. For example, interest on debentures, very first item. Interest on debentures is not related to production, not related to warehouse, not related to sales. So it is related to the finance. So debenture itself is like borrowing funds category. So on the borrowed funds you are paying interest, which is a finance expenditure, which will not be taken in the computation of any cost and cost sheet. Now let us start computing the various costs. Now there is no pro forma for this, just to take two headings: sales expenses amount, and in the next stage distribution expenses amount, and in the next slide we also cover two more expenses: administrative expenses amount and costs which are not included in the cost sheet and amount. Let us take one after the other from the question. In the question, very first item is interest on debentures. So interest on debentures, as I said earlier, it is not a cost related to production, it is a finance related expenditure. So under the heading of excluded costs, excluded expenses, now you can keep that I have wrote here: interest on debentures 1200. Next, agent's commission. Just by seeing the expenditure, easily you can understand it is related to sales. Agent's commission 7650 written in selling expenses. Next, warehouse expenses. In the third session we have discussed very clearly any expenditure related to storage of finished goods to expenses till the goods sent to the other destination, maybe buyer point. All these expenses comes under distribution expenses. So warehouse is a godown and wages are paid to the laborer there, 1800, part of distribution expenses. Next, warehouse repairs, again falling under the distribution expenses, 1500. Next, lighting of office expenses. Lighting of office expenses 70 rupees. Next, office salaries, office expenses 1130. Director's remuneration, again office expenses 1400. Traveling expenses to salesman, it is part of selling expenses, 1760. Rent rates of warehouse, naturally it is distribution expenses, 310. Rent rates of office, quite natural, it is office expenses, which is 230. Next, lighting of warehouse, again distribution expenses, 270 rupees. Printing and stationery, 1500, it is office expenses. Trade magazine, where we keep the magazines, newspapers and all these kind of newspapers, magazines, periodicals we keep in the office, so it comes under office or administrative expenses. Next, donations not belongs to any production process related area. Like selling, it is not part, administrative it is not part, distribution is also not part. So though it is a indirect expenditure, it is not falling under any overhead like selling, administrative and distribution. So it is falling under excludable item. That is the reason donations 150 is included in the excluded items. Bank charges, it is also finance nature. Cash discount allowed, finance nature. Bank charges 100 rupees. At the same time, cash discount allowed 770 rupees is also not part of overheads. Okay. Then finally you have bad debts. Now where to include the bad debts? It looks like a financial expenditure, but bad debts arises out of credit sales. So it is purely related to sales. So as it is a loss, which can be included in the overheads of selling. So selling expenses includes bad debts 300 rupees. So don't get confused about the bad debts. Whenever bad debts is there, just include in the selling expenses overhead, as it is related to credit sales earlier. After going through this process, take the total and show. In my presentation I have shown with red color total 8810 selling expenses, total distribution expenses 3880. Similarly, administrative expenses total 4400. Excludable items in the overheads is 2220. This way you have to practice and identify the expenses for further understanding. This is the cost sheet that I am presenting here now, but some difficulty in the some zigzag happened in the slide. Despite many adjustments, it is happening in the presentation. Just let me explain very slowly. This is a model cost sheet which helps to find out total cost of production as well as cost per unit of production. So 3 columns are there for the model cost sheet. Particulars, in which you write all the elements of cost. Similarly, total cost in the second column, cost per unit in the third column. Very first item you have to take is opening stock in the total cost column. So though there is some movement, just understand with voice explanation. Then for that you have to add purchases made during the year, that you have to add. Similarly, any expenses incurred during the purchases, that also you have to add. So what is the first item? Opening stock, for which you are adding two things, purchases and expenses on purchases. Then you take the total, from which you have to deduct or less closing stock of raw material. So again I am repeating, opening stock of raw material plus purchase of raw material plus expenses on purchase of raw material added. After adding these three, you have to deduct closing stock of raw material. The item that you will get, the amount that you will get is called cost of materials consumed. Cost of materials consumed means so far only one item is completed, that is raw material. Opening stock of raw material, purchase of raw material and expenses on purchase of raw material is added, from which closing stock of raw material is deducted, so that you will get cost of materials consumed during the year. So this is the value of material for this year. For this, two more direct costs you have to add. So how many elements we have in the direct costs? Either indirect or direct, we have only 3 elements. Okay. Material, labor and overhead. Now material is over in the form of cost of materials consumed. Second one is direct wages. You add direct wages. Similarly, you add direct expenses if any. After adding materials consumed and direct wages and direct expenses, take the total and that total I am showing you in the red color with the capital letters, prime cost. When you add all the direct costs, it is known as prime cost. It is shown in the red color with 3x's in the total cost and 2x's per unit column. What is this cost per unit column? Means total cost divided by number of units produced. When you divide the total cost with the number of units produced during the year, you will get cost per unit. Maybe total prime cost is 1000 rupees, and number of units produced are say 100. So 1000 rupees by 100 is 10 rupees. 10 rupees is the cost per unit which you are going to show in the third column. After this, go for the factory or works overhead. All the items related to factory and works overhead, any indirect cost or overhead related to factory and works cost, you have to show in the total cost column. Similarly, add opening stock of work in progress and less, there is a mistake there, so less closing stock of work in progress. You have to add opening stock of work in progress less closing stock of work in progress. When you do this process, you will get factory or works cost, again shown in the red color. And once you get the factory or works cost, then what you have to do? Divide with the number of units produced, so that you will get cost per unit. Similarly, administrative overheads. Once you add administrative overheads, you will get cost of production, for which again addition of opening stock of finished goods and deducting closing stock of finished goods. Here also add is appearing on the slide. It is a mistake. So in the case of closing stock of work in progress and in the case of closing stock of finished goods, you have to deduct, add opening values and deduct closing values, either in the case of work in progress or in the case of finished good. Once you finish this process, you will get cost of goods sold. So far, factory cost is over, administrative cost is over. Now the next item is selling and distribution overhead. Now selling and distribution overhead, you add whatever the items that are there in the question, that you have to add list, make a list and take the total in the show in the total cost column. Once you add all these selling and distribution overheads, take the total, then you will get cost of sales, for which again find out the cost per unit. And last stage is to find out whether profit or loss. Once the cost of sales is available, and leave space for profit and loss in the row, and write the value which is given in the problem. Sales I am showing in white color. Difference between sales 3x's minus cost of sales in red color is equal to profit. If the cost of sales is more and sales is less, you will get loss. So this simple pro forma you have to understand to prepare the cost sheet. And some important item to be keep in mind related to cost sheet is, any item related to finance expenditure will not be included in the cost sheet or in the process of computation of any element of costs. All the examples are given, like cash discount, interest paid, preliminary expenses written off, goodwill written off, provision for taxation, provision for bad debts, transfer to reserves, and so on. All these are not part of cost sheet. Now so far we learnt in the form of statement is again shown for better understanding here, as there was a zigzag appearance on the screen. I am showing this also. Prime cost is equal to direct material, direct labor and direct expenses. Once direct prime cost is available, you can go for the addition of factory expenses. Once you add all the factory overheads to the prime cost, you will get factory cost, which is also known as work cost. Once the work cost is available, take all the items related to administrative and office overheads and add to work cost. Then you will get cost of production. Once the cost of production is available, keep on adding all the overheads related to selling and distribution area. Once you add all these to the cost of production, you will get the total cost, or which is also known as cost of sales. So that is shown in the other format also for better understanding. Okay, and the difference between cost of sales and sales is either profit or loss. This particular chart also helps you for better understanding the pro forma that we have discussed in the previous slide. Now let us take couple of exercises. Short answer question. Prepare a cost sheet showing only factory cost. What is given? Given items are direct material, similarly purchase of direct material, carriage outward, direct wages, and indirect factory expenses 100% on direct wages. These are the items given. Based on this, we have to find out the factory cost. Now here also some zigzag appearance is there, just to understand. First take two columns, particulars and rupees. You know very well. Very first item to be taken is materials. So opening stock of materials given in the problem 3000, for which you have to add purchases that was explained in the cost sheet. Add purchases. If any expenditure related to purchase is there, that also we have to add here, but in the problem no expenditure related to purchases. So opening stock of material plus purchases 25,000, then you will get 28,000 total. 3,000 plus 25,000, 28,000, from which less closing stock, which is 5,000. So 28,000 minus 5,000 is equal to, you will get 23,000. So 3,000 plus 25,000 is equal to 28,000, from which closing stock is deducted 5,000, then you will get 23,000. We call this 23,000 as materials consumed, materials used during the year to produce the goods, to produce the finished goods. Now material is over. To get the prime cost, we said many a times we need three items: material, wages and direct expenses. So materials are available 23,000, wages given in the problem, direct wages 10,000. When you add these two, you will get 33,000. And once you add these two, that is material consumed 23,000 and 10,000 wages, as there is no direct expenses in the problem, and the total is equal to 33,000, which is prime cost. But in the question, not only prime cost, he is also asking to find out the factory cost. For that, one note is given at the end of the problem. Indirect factory expenses, that is overheads related to factory, are 100% on direct wages. So direct figure is not given. He is asking to calculate 100% on whatever the wages amount. So wages itself is 10,000. 100% of 10,000 is 10,000. So already we have a prime cost of 33,000, for which add factory overhead 10,000 after calculation. So at 33 plus 10 addition, factory cost is equal to now 43,000. This way you have to compute. Now let us take another short answer question. Find out the prime cost from the following: direct wages, chargeable expenses. Chargeable expenses means direct expenses. opening stock of material, materials purchased during the year, closing stock of material, carriage inward, carriage outward, materials returned to supplier. These are the items given. One important observation you have to make is, in the previous problem also, carriage outward is given. Carriage outward is what? Transport charges during the sales. So during the sales, it comes under sales expenses, not here, not in the prime cost, not in the factory overhead. That is the reason in the previous problem we have not considered the carriage outward. Similarly, in this case also carriage outward is there, now which is of no relevance while calculating the prime cost. Now carriage inward is relevant because carriage inward is what? Transport on purchase. Transport on purchase we have to add to opening stock of material. That is materials purchased and expenses on purchase we have to add in the initial stage where we will take. Now let us discuss this problem. Opening stock of material, which is 10,000. We have to add two things here. Materials purchased, which is 60,000. Carriage inward. Carriage inward means transport on purchase, means expenditure on purchase, 1,500. When you add these three things, you will get 71,500. From this 71,500, deduct two items. One is materials return. After purchase, some materials are returned, purchase returns, which is 1,500. We have also to deduct is closing stock of raw material, which is 20,000. So 1,500 materials returned, 20,000 closing stock, together 21,500. This 21,500 you have to deduct from 71,500. So how much you will get? Difference between 71,500 and 21,500 is 50,000, which is materials consumed. Means direct material is available now. Direct material for the year is 50,000. Now you know very well, for this material you have to add two more to get the prime cost. What are the two items? One is direct wages, the other one is direct expenses. In the problem both are given. Direct wages are 50,000, add it. Similarly, chargeable expenses means direct expenses. Direct expenses are only 5,000. So 50,000 materials consumed, direct wages 50,000, chargeable expenses 5,000, total is equal to 1,05,000. This itself is prime cost. Prime cost components are three: material, labor and direct expenses. Means all the direct items, direct material, direct labor and direct expenses. These three added and we are getting 1,05,000. This is also important for the short answer question in the examination. Now let us focus on the long answer questions. Prepare a cost sheet from the following. So many items are given. You can expect these standard questions in the examination, like direct material, wages, factory rent, all items are given. Every item you have to classify by reading and keep in the under the different heads. All direct material, wages and direct expenses you have to take first to get the prime cost. Then after you will start overheads in the form of factory, selling, office and administrative, and selling and distribution. Okay, so all these you have to see. And last final item is given sales. Difference between the total cost and sales itself is either profit or loss, which you are going to show in the solution. Now you take this cost sheet. Direct material 57,000. From the problem we are taking now. Similarly, direct wages 28,500. So no chargeable expenses or direct expenses are given in our problem. Only two items are there. Just to take the two items total in the inner column and show in the outer column 85,500, which is prime cost. Now we have to start overheads. So first overhead to be covered is factory overhead. Factory rent and rates given in the problem 2,500. Plant repair and maintenance is given 1,000. Plant depreciation is given 1250. Heating and lighting is given 400, and manager's salary from the office is given 2000. Now you take all these total, and which is equal to 7150. What is this 7150? Factory overhead. Already in the yellow color it is shown 85,500 as prime cost. To this prime cost, this factory overhead we have to add. All the overheads we have to keep on adding to the existing cost. So now 7150 is the factory overhead added to 85,500 prime cost, so that you will get factory cost 92,650. So stage 1 is over. Now go to next overhead called office and administrative overhead. Office salary 1600, director's remuneration 1500, telephone and postage 200, office rent and rates 500, printing and stationery 100, legal charges 150. Take the total of all this, which is equal to 4050, which is office overhead. Once you add this office overhead 4050 to the factory cost, then you will get cost of production. So factory cost is how much? 92,650. For this you are adding office and administrative overhead, which is 4050, and you add these two, you will get the cost of production 96,700. So stage 2 is also over. Now go to stage 3, selling and distribution overheads. Advertisement 1500, salesman salary 2500, showroom rent 500. Add all these three, which will become selling and distribution overhead, which is 4500. Once you add this 4500 to the cost of production 96,700, you will get total cost. Total cost is 1,01,200. Now this is the total cost we have. Actually our target is to compute this, but at the same time in the problem sales also given, which is 1,16,000. Difference between sales 1,16,000 and total cost, which is also known as cost of sales, is profit 14,800. Means difference between 1,16,000 and 1,01,200 is 14,800, which is profit. In the case of total cost is more than the sales, you will get loss, but in this case sales are more than the total cost, so you are into profits 14,800. This simple way you have to compute the cost sheet. And here some information is given asking to prepare cost sheet. This you take up on your own. Just to take the slide copy and prepare on your own. If you are facing any difficulty in identifying a particular item, whether it is a part of prime cost or other overheads, if it is overhead problem, which overhead, whether it is coming under factory overhead or administrative overhead or selling and distribution overhead, you can ping me in the chat box so that I will give you clarification. But for your practice, this question is given, very simple question, and it helps you to practice on your own and get understanding about the preparation of cost sheet. One note is given, just go through that. A profit margin of 20% on the total cost of goods is expected on the sales of jeans. Jeans is a product which is manufactured and sold in this example. So what is given on the sales? 20% is this profit. Means out of sales 20% profit means 80% is what? Cost of sales or total cost. Means after preparation of cost sheet, whatever the total cost comes, which is equal to 80%. If 80% is equal to that value, that arrived value, 100% is equal to how much? 100% itself is what? Sales. By like that you give a working note, 80% is equal to total costs sales 100% is equal to how much. So with that calculation you will find out the sales, and difference between sales and total cost is profit, which you have to show like that we have shown in the previous slide while preparing the cost sheet. So this problem you do on your own. Then similarly I am giving one more exercise, last exercise, one of the best exercises. Don't miss this exercise, you practice on your own. Here almost every item is covered, like raw material, work in progress, finished goods, both opening values and closing values. One point you have to keep in mind, in this slide there is an error. Both opening stock is also shown with the add word, and closing stock also shown with the add word, but always you keep in mind, opening stock always you have to add, and closing stock always you have to deduct wherever it is incorporated in the cost sheet. So in our problem, finished goods opening closing is given, work in progress closing and going, material, raw material opening closing is also given. So raw material opening and closing you will get in the initial stage while computing the prime cost. Similarly, work in progress you will get when you go for the factory cost, and finished goods in the later stage. So with the help of the information given here, just you compute on your own this particular problem. Here we close the introductory fourth session of cost accounting. This first, second, third and fourth session are related to cost accounting introduction chapter. You learned right from the beginning definition of cost to now the problems and solutions on cost sheet, including how to find out the unit cost. We require one more session to discuss some theory for better understanding of costing, like tools and techniques and other aspects which are left over will be discussed in the introduction fifth session, which will be the last session for the introduction chapter. I request all the learners and students to attend all the problems and solutions very thoroughly and slowly understand, and don't leave immediately once the presentation made by me regarding solutions to the problems. You also cover two assignments given. Two assignments are related to cost sheet. Okay, both assignment 1 and assignment 2 before this slide are given. Take the print of it or download it, take a screenshot otherwise, then prepare a model cost sheet with the help of three columns like particulars, rupees column and per unit cost column. Then you follow the pro forma we have discussed earlier, and you will get the total cost which you have to compare with the sales to find out whether we are into profits or losses after production and after getting the total cost. Dear learners, we are closing this session here. In the next session, as I said, we will be discussing some leftover concepts related to cost accounting. Understanding them also very useful when we go further and discuss the other chapters like material, labor, overheads, contract costing, process costing, etc. So regarding this session also, if you have any queries, post them in the in the chat box. Whenever I go through them, then I will be replying. Hope this presentation is useful to you and you are understanding in a better way. I am trying my level best to make it easy as far as understanding the cost accounting introductory part. Okay. Thank you, one and all. Thank you.